SSY.
AM4 seal. Okay, Bill, real fine.
There's a vent.
You got great audio. I'm like Terry. You have great audio when it's working, but it has a definite problem. It's kind of like my Elmac. It has no audio. I cleaned the switches in it, and I hadn't checked it. I don't think a driver tube or anything would have anything to do with that, but it might. And I thought that check the mic jack. I know before I'd had a little trouble with the mic jack. Sometimes you had to shake it once or twice to get it to work, but I cleaned the mic jack and checked out the microphone plug and all that good stuff, and that didn't cure it either. Oh well. And John, I understand what you're like. I got out Monday morning and mowed my grass, and the first thing I did, I run over something, and the pulley, the belt came off the pulley, and then I had to get down on my belly in the wet grass and try to work that thing, get that pulley back on. And with them little keepers they have on these things to keep the pulleys from running off, it's almost impossible to get the pulley behind those things where they're supposed to be. So anyway, I understand. And John, we're going to have to do the same thing here, buddy. I had a new commode installed here back in the spring, and he said that where the commode, where you lock it down to the floor, it is rotted around the commode somewhere there, and he just said that it was a temporary fix, but he is going I'd have to get the flooring replaced, so that's going to be a job, I'm sure, and it ain't going to be cheap. And I don't think I'm going to go with Lowe's. I know I'm not going with Lowe's, and a Home Depot either, so maybe I can get somebody that knows what they're doing to do it for me, hopefully. I think I still turn it to John, and then John turns it over to Cliff, maybe. I'm not sure. W4 JPL, K4 YBC.
WK4.
AM4 seal.
AM4 LQ.
I think Dave gets it, LLR.
No, Terry gets it.
All right, boys, here's the order. I give it to Billy. Billy gives it to Cuz. Cuz gives it to you, John. John, you give it to Terry. Terry gives it to Cliff. Cliff to Chad. Chad to Rick. Rick to Steve. Let me give it to you one more time. It goes to SSY, YBC, JPL, OUM, NKL, RCL, RLQ. So, John, go ahead and give it to Mr. Terry.
Okie doke. Sorry about that, boys. I got my guy here ready to work on the bathroom, so I was a little distracted. Well, again, good morning to one and all. Hope everybody's doing well today. Dave, as far as the belt on the tractor is concerned, it's a once-a-year event if I run over a stick. However, it's happened twice this year, and the belt's 5 years old. So, probably at the end of the season, or before the beginning of next season, I'm going to change it just because those John Deeres rarely, and I mean rarely, throw the belts. Like I said, we had a lot of sticks on the ground, and I think one just got caught up in there and flipped it off that way. As far as the floor is concerned, this apparently is a situation where when it was installed, it had a small leak, and it leaked probably for years. And where it is, I never noticed it. I just happened to notice it, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. And I had a local plumbing company come in, said he fixed it and it'd be all fine. And last week I'm walking in the bathroom, like, this floor feels really spongy. And I went down and climbed under there and looked. I said, oh no, oh Lord. So what I thought was going to be change a little bit of the subfloor ended up being taken out half the subfloor, and the tile, of course, was ruined. So I had to buy all new tile and insulation and blah blah blah. So you know what? It's money. That's okay. I'm not happy about it, but on the other hand, it could have been a lot worse if Maggie and I had gone through that floor. So I'm thanking the Lord for that little bit of delight. So, other than running around, watching what this guy's doing, locally found a really good local company to do it, and just keeping an eye on what's going on there. And then we had to run out to Depot and Hope Depot and get some stuff, and by the time that was the end of the day, and I was destroyed. So, running the Johnson 500 with my Cosmic Blue NC270, WD4OUM, and the group W4JPL. Hope you can hear this QRP rig.
Victor Hotel.
There. WD4OUM. Well, good morning, Al, Cliff, Chad, Rick, and Steve. And Al, you'll come after Rick. You turn it back to Uncle Dave if you want to. And John, I'm going to tell you and Cuz both, there's a fella around here a couple of years ago, tore his bathroom floor up, and lo and behold, it was built over a well. And down in that well, there was a dozen bodies or more. So, you better watch about tearing stuff out and everything. You get all them paints turned loose in your house. Oh, Lord. Anyway, I'm going to say something to you, Cliff. Done, went that away. So much for that. Anyway, WB4NKL, WD4OUM.
Yeah, WD4OUM, it's WB4NKL. Okay, Terry. I can't tell what the weather's doing out here. It's so foggy I can't hardly see across the driveway. But I don't think it's supposed to do any major weather today. I remember that feller got into the plumbing problem, found the well. Yeah, he might comment on it here in a minute. Today is the wedding anniversary, so Linda's got to take me out. I got to take her out. We're going to do something here after a while. 48 years, so closing in on the big 50. Good morning to all everybody checked in, and I'll send it on around. Go ahead, Chad, KN4, RCL, WB4NKL.
I think I heard Jimmy in there, so Jimmy, you come after Al, I believe, and we'll go that way. KN4, RCL. Had an issue come up with that tower I was putting on, so I had to take it back to Heritage Tower up there at Burnsville. So see my old buddy Charlie up there at Heritage Tar. So I didn't get the tar back on the backhoe. Made a trip to Burnsville. And they was burning something up there at Brighton Young Lumber Company yesterday, making a big old smoke. And everybody was calling in far from somewhere and drifting over there to Mount Michaelville or anything. Dave, is it smoky this morning that way? Seen where they named the giraffe over there at Cliffs at Bright Zoo Kiki or something like that. It's over a cave. And Cliff, you need in on that. The attendance went from 1,200 last year to over 12,000 this year. So definitely there's people flying in from all over. And the people flying in, they said, from United Kingdom and France and all kinds of Europe and everything else to Atlanta, and catching a puddle jumper from Atlanta to Tri-Cities, I believe they said. So, Cliff, you definitely need to get into that. Make you some money, put up a sign of ham radios for sale or something. That call from Madison County. They was chasing a Jeep, gray Jeep. It's mail vehicles Jeep. Somebody got carjacked and assaulted and shot over there at the Morris Hill Post Office, and they were looking for that carjacking about the vehicle yesterday at Marion. Led to a high-speed chase and ended up on a Walker Road in Morganton. So they jumped and run there. I don't know if they ever found them or not. I went to bed at probably 11:30 or 12, and the helicopter was still working. They broke off and got some fuel down there at the Lenore Morganton Airport. I figured that place ought to have a picture of Cuz. As much as he talks about flying airplanes and everything. KM4RCL, go ahead, Rick.
Doug K4R. Good morning, everybody. Well, I'll just tell you up front, y'all can keep all the bathroom floor problems to yourself. Had my share. Had one with hot water heater. Hidden behind a wall. That was great. It was easy access. And I always have to fix my own stuff, unfortunately, so it got interesting. And I might be the one Terry was talking about, because I found a 27-foot well under my hot water heater, under the floor joist. That was fascinating. The house is old enough that apparently the bathroom used to be the porch, and they had the well on the porch. So, and it was still there, still had water, so we covered it up, put the floor back down, and kept going. I'll have to find my pictures. It was it was done very well, no pun intended, but bricks all the way around the walls from top to bottom, and it was amazing. And Steve, thanks for making us famous again with YouTube here. Now I'm supposed to give it to Steve, and then he gives it to Al, and then I guess then Al, you give it to what's his name, Jimmy, and then it goes to Dave, as best I can figure. N4LQ, WK4.
WK4R, N4LQ. Yeah, I lost track of that when Dave rattled off those calls so fast. My hand was like a blur. I can't even write that fast. I got down to OUM, and then I just fell apart. But I think I got me, and then it goes to BH Al, and I don't have the rest of the call. Anyway, well, let's see. That's interesting. Commodes and wells, and somebody said they found bodies in the well. Is that? Did I dream that or what? I got up a little bit late this morning. Had trouble sleeping last night, and wow, what a night. Anyway, I worked on the little radio I picked up at Shelby, a Gonset G66. Kind of wild looking little thing. And well, I took it out of its cabinet, which wasn't easy. You got to know the combination to get it out of there, just about. I cobbled up a antenna connection. The AC power cord, it looks like a cheater cord that you used on the old TVs, but I had one and it doesn't fit, so I had to cobble that together and hooked it up to my Variac, and then I cobbled in a speaker, turned it on, and lo and behold, it works, and actually does quite well. So that project is a success, I guess. Now I just need some knobs. That I lost the main band switch knob, so that I did that on the way home. Yeah, well, anyway. So go ahead, Al, VH. This is N4LQ.
Hey, fine business. KK4 Victor Hotel joining this fine group here this morning. My goodness, what a bunch in here. And, yeah, the wishing well was under the house. It sure was. I'll tell you what, I don't think you found any bodies in it, though. If you did, you didn't mention it. But I think Terry threw that in there to make the story more interesting. But, anyway, good to see everybody that was at Shelby. And surprised to see you, Rick. You really surprised me. But anyway, it was good to see you. Hope everybody had a good time. I found attendance to be down again, but had plenty of flea market folks. Ain't no two ways about that. And I never did go up in the buildings, but up front. But everybody said there wasn't but two people set up in that one building, and the other building was empty. So, man, they better get some dealership in there or something, or they're gonna sure enough fall through the cracks. But anyway, we got 74 degrees here this morning, and it was foggy, like 2 or 3 other people's mentioned. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Supposed to get some rain later on this week, so we'll see if that happens too. But anyway, let's see. I didn't hear Jimmy, but Chad told me to give it to him, so I'm going to give it to him, and if he don't pick it up, I guess it goes to you, Dave. So anyway, I didn't hear him. K4JAL, KK4VH.
KK4VH, K4JAL. Well, I hope you can hear me, Al, because I'm a-talking. Good to be here today. I just had a Boatanchors biscuit and cappuccino. My wife hand-delivered to me, so life is good. I guess I give it to Dave. I don't know. You try it out, Dave, and see where it goes. WA4LLR, K4JAL.
All right, Jimmy, good deal. Anybody else ready to come on? Come now.
KF4DRN.
Good morning, Greg. Any others? KF4DRN. Greg, go ahead and make one and give it back to me.
KF4DRN. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing okay this morning. I was talking to
there yesterday evening in 4LQ, and something happened. Fan changed around, and all of a sudden I heard somebody else talking on there, and wasn't previously on there before. And I don't know, fan conditions changed around, and I lost contact. But anyway, that happens, I guess, sometimes, and that's with the radio, you know. But hope everybody's doing okay. I'll make it short and pass it on around. I don't know who's to take it next, but somebody can. KF4DRN.
All right, fine business, Greg. Anybody else? All right, I think that's got us. Let's see what we got in here today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 looks like, somewhere in that ballpark. Good group. Yep, band can change pretty quick sometimes, Greg, for sure. And Jimmy, sitting there in high cotton, the wife had brought you biscuits and cappuccino. My goodness gracious. You talk about, boy, what did you do? You must have got her something really nice. And Al, sure was good to see you and Barb. Spent a little time with you down there in Shelby, along with a lot of the other folks. And boy, I tell you, the buildings were sad. I only went up there one time Saturday afternoon, and Lord have mercy, it was pathetic. And what blew my mind, as beautiful as the weather was, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with a tennis that low, it just blew me away. But anyway, it was a good time. I enjoy the socializing and the visiting and seeing the folks more than anything else, I think. So that went well. Steve, sorry you lost your band switch knob. And Rick, you didn't tell us about all those bodies you found in the well. So, I don't know if statute of limitations, I don't guess it runs out on murder, does it? But I believe that was Terry's embellishment. But I think you should have done like those boys on Oak Island. I think you should have dropped you a line down that thing, pumped it dry, and see how much treasure was at the bottom of it, or if there's anything you really needed to discover. No smoke down here this morning, Chad. Fog. Sorry about the issues with the backhoe tire. Cliff, congratulations on the 48th anniversary. I hope you guys have a great day. Let's see, we just celebrated our 53rd. Yeah, that's right. John, the 500 sounding good. I saw one of those cosmic blue 270s down there at Shelby, but the guy was really proud of it, so I let him keep it. And Dave, YBC, quick question. He's talking about all those things you checked on the LMAC. Did you try a different microphone? That's the thing I'm curious about. Did you trying a different mic on it? Really hope the headaches get straightened out, and I hope you figure out what in the world's creating those audio issues on your transmitter. Like everybody says, it sounds good when it's sounding, but that last time it was really going in and out and distorting. So I don't know, brother. But I'm sure you'll eventually get it. Well, I got another doctor visit today after spending all day with doctors and classes and labs. So I got to go back and talk about pre-op stuff today. So I'll have to head out here about 9. Anyway, let's go back around. I'm on the ART-13 again today. I'm like Mark says, I just got lazy and it's a go-to radio. KO4SS and a Y, WA4LLR.
Alrighty, mighty fine, Dave. Well, good morning to Al and everyone else that come in. And, happy anniversary, Cliff. And, Al Barr ain't still mad at me, is she? You can let me know when it gets back around there. I guess she'll get over it after a while, or I'll make her mad again, or or something, but she asked for it. You just remember that. She asked for it. She kept piling it on. Maybe next year I can try to get me a spot down there by y'all if I come, and we'll just sit there and chew the fat every day. Yeah, it looked like there was a lot of stuff around, but wasn't much of nothing selling the way I could see it. I don't know. Or just didn't nobody want to pay a price for something that was working or something. They didn't look much at my stuff for sure. So, oh well, I guess that's just the way it goes, as the old saying goes. First your money and then you clothes, right? So, there ain't much else you can do about it. Just try it again. I don't know. Might just forget about hauling stuff there, and I guess I'm gonna have to build me a shack and get it all set up where I can become a big famous YouTuber like Steve, except not use this newfangled stuff and glorify this old heavy boat anchor stuff and tubes glowing in the dark and all that sort of stuff. And maybe that'd bring it back. Anyways, K4YBC to pick it up, K04SSY.
K04SSY, K4YBC. Okay, Bill. Sorry, Bill, I didn't recognize you down at Hamfest. But it was good to see you. And yeah, I saw some people. I got to wave at Al. I didn't get to talk to him, but I got to wave at him. And I saw a few people I knew. And Cliff, congratulations on your wedding anniversary. And Dave, I think you and I are the same on ours. I think ours is 53 years. So, and I believe you said you and your little lady had been married 53 years too. And yeah, I've tried a different microphone. Don't seem to do any good. So, matter of fact, I swapped heads on the D104. I had about 4 different heads here. I tried them all. None of them would do anything either. And for your gentlemen talking about Rick's whale under the house back in the 1930s, Caldwell County was real active with the KKK, and I think one of their grand dragons lived in that house where Rick lives now. So they may have got rid of some of their people down there in that whale. I think that's probably what it was. Anyway, oh well. What else? Not much. John, go ahead. W4JPL, K4YBC.
Okay, K4YBC in the group, W4JPL. Had to change radios. The 500 went dark down the power supply. Popped the 4-amp fuse for some reason, so I will, after we're done with talking here, a little later on, I will put another fuse in there, and hopefully it was just something odd. Running the Valiant and my SX101 right now, so Cliff, congratulations, that's a really good thing. November, Maggie and I will be 5. So we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. But it's all good here. I got the young man in there banging and sawing and doing his thing in the bathroom. So a little bit of noise, but hey, that's all good. WD4OUM in the group, W4JPL.
WD4OUM. Well, fellas, talking about them bodies. Now I don't know where I told you all or not, but I'm interviewing for a news anchor job for CNN or Fox or, one of the big outfits. And you can't just tell a story. I mean, you got to put a little excitement in it. So there you go. And Cliff, oh boy, I'm gonna take care of you. When I talk to Miss Linda, I'm gonna tell her that you said you've been married for 48 years and it felt like 88. I can see that big old knot on the back of your head. Anyway, I'll take care of you. And Billy Bob, I just sitting here thinking. You said nobody looked at none of your stuff. Well, they sat and listened to you on the radio and said, if the stuff he's keeping, sounds like that, who in the world would want to get something he's trying to get rid of? So there you go. What can I say? WB4NKL, WD4OUM.
WD4OUM, WB4NKL. Okay, Terry, that news is all about ratings, so, you gotta make it sound interesting, whether it is or not. Build it up. I think you'd do fine in the news department. And sorry about all the doctors, Dave. That's coming up pretty quick, I guess. Hope you get all straightened out with that stuff. Get that over with. I think what the attendance at Shelby, people found out that Terry wasn't going to be there, and they just decided Terry wasn't coming. They wasn't coming either. It's the only thing I can figure. It was down. I don't know what happened to the dealers. You would have thought some of the dealers would have been there, but they said that Birmingham or Huntsville attendance was up, and that one was down. That's kind of odd. I think most of them that I go to seem like it keeps going down. So I'm gonna have to go to one of these where it's going up. The last one I remember that was growing was when they had that down there at Ten Tech. It seemed like that kept getting bigger every year at Ten Tech, and then it just left. So, and then a lot of the smaller ham fests have just faded away. Chad, I need to figure out some way to cash in on that giraffe. I maybe could sell T-shirts or do something. It's about 2 miles from the house. I guess I could park them over here and shuttle them over to the site. Might make some money that way. There ought to be some way to cash in. KN4RCL, WB4NKL.
Well, I was thinking of maybe a hayride and park them over there at your place and give them a hayride down the road to the zoo. So, yeah, there should be some way of cashing in. That probably little zoo was about ready to go under, I'd say. And they ain't going to go under now, thanks to the giraffe with no stripes or spots or anything. And Terry, and we all know that you put the bodies down in the well at your place. And so Rick might have that issue, but I don't think he got that bad of an issue with the bodies. As an evil dictator like you, has got a more of a issue with it. And yeah, the attendant at Shelby for the dealers, I think it was more the economy and was anything else, just Joe Biden's economy covering everybody out, you know, but they're making it worse with the actors being on strike. Now the automakers are going on strike. They want a 32-hour work week and get paid for 40. This all you work from home is ruining everybody else, I think. KM4RCL, go ahead, WK4R.
Close enough. WK4R. Chad, you missed the part where they wanted a 43% increase in salary, too. Brother Dave, that sounded just like a church invitation a while ago when you were asking for everybody to come in, come down, and all. You've done that before. And as far as the well goes, no smell, no bodies that I know of. I didn't figure it's a real good idea to go searching, so if I'd tried to pump it out, it probably would have been connected to the river or something, so who knows. Really? Terry has a point on your selling of equipment now. As much as it pains me to agree with you, you know. I mean, and Cliff, congratulations on the 48 years. Let's see, N4LQ, WK4R.
Okay, WK4R, N4LQ. Oh, man, I tried to take some notes here. I was hoping Cliff would be on his amplified Amico this morning. I was going to get mine hooked up and join him and do a TX86 to TX86 QSO, but I didn't get up in time for that. But as it turns out, didn't need to. And okay, on the KKK throwing bodies down there, that's no doubt that is the case, Rick. So you might want to have that exhumed. Tech Hamfest, really missed that one. That's the only Hamfest that I know of around that was totally free to get in, and that was a big attraction. Even though it was, you know, not that much money, it still gave people a little bit of reason for going. And yeah, I went there every year. I'll never forget the lady that was on one of those hover chair things zipping across that field there where they had all the flea market, and she went into a hole, and she must I think she weighed about 400 pounds, and she went flying through the air, and everybody jumped out of the way, and they called EMS and got about 10 men and hauled her out of there. And I don't know about that giraffe. I'm going to have to read up on that. Did somebody say it didn't have any spots? And Cliff's going to sell T-shirts, so I guess you could sell giraffe T-shirts, real long ones, you know. I think the reason Hamfest attendance is down is because attendance of everything is down when it comes to public gathering of any kind. I mean, just look and look around, and all the Hamfests are down, and you know, the COVID hoax got everybody scared, and they're afraid to get out. So that's part of the problem. Anyway, that's my theory. And good morning to Jimmy and Greg. Last night we almost had a QSO, but they got one guy up east that was real strong, and I heard him say he deliberately moved just a little bit off frequency to give us a nice strong heterodyne to try to get rid of us. And he even mentioned us. There's no way to communicate with that going on. So, okay, Al, go ahead and take it. KK4VH N4LQ.
Okay, Steve, fine business. KK4VH returning. Well, I don't know. The dealers, they lost the dealers when they went to Dallas because they never had any place for them to set up at, and they never got them back. MFJ come back one time, but they weren't there this year. That's for sure. So that's, boy, when MFJ don't show up, you're in trouble, I would think. But anyway, the weather was great, and the fellowship was great, and we had a good time, and I didn't have any trouble selling anything. I sold everything I brought, so I was happy about that. And I don't know. I can't. I don't know where your stuff was at. Did you have it in the mainstream there, or you surely didn't have it down by your RV, I hope, because if you did, nobody, I don't think, went down there shopping. But anyway, a good time was had by all from what I could see. But well, I'll tell you what, even, you know, when Satellite Sam has his annual liquidation sale, and the attendance is down as bad as it was, as big a draw as he is, my goodness, you know things are bad. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I got places to go, people to see, and things to do here today, so I better get up and get started. It's certainly been a good one. I enjoyed hearing each and every one of you. And Jimmy, I heard you well, strong and proud and all that stuff on that last transmission, but I didn't hear you when you come in. Somebody must have had me keyed out or something. I don't know. But anyway, take care, gentlemen. We'll do it again when we can. K4JAL, KK4VH. We'll be off and clear. 7-3s. Y'all have a good day.
KK4VH, K4JAL. Well, goodbye, Al. Have a good day. Glad you sold out. I didn't see. I was down there Friday, but I didn't stump around too much. I've got my nerves disease, and it's hard for me to do a lot of traveling when that hits. It don't stay with me all the time, though. I'm bitter today. And I think you guys are whistling past the graveyard on why people aren't at the AmFest. A lot of us are dead. We are a dying breed. I saw a 14-year-old that had his technician license. That's what novice used to be. And I shook his hand about off because he was the only young ham I saw there. So don't bode well. K4VRN, I believe. If it's not you, then it's Dave. K4JAL.
K4DRN. Yeah, I guess I'll make this my last one. But good morning, everybody, and everybody have a good day. And anyway, maybe we'll get in here in the morning if we get up in time. Anyway, I'll say 7-3. I'll pass along with 7-3 to everybody. Maybe we'll do this again tomorrow, hopefully. KF4DRN.
All right, Greg. 7-3 to you and 7-3 to Al. KF4DRN and the group WA4LLR. Well, let's see. I did get to Huntsville this year, and man, it was wall to wall. I couldn't tell that anything had gotten smaller. It was jam-packed, and every space for people selling was full, and the people coming in to buy were elbow to elbow, so it sure hadn't shrunk any. Tech, oh man, that was one of my favorites, and you're right, it was growing every year. That was a great ham fest, a great tailgate fest, I guess. And that was quite a loss when Tech went out. And fine business on trying different microphones, Dave. Sounds like it's Sounds like it's going to have some surgery done somewhere. Well, let's see what else. I'll hang in here for one more go-round before I head out for the doctoring. And I hadn't heard about that giraffe over there. Well, like you said, Steve, I'm going to have to do a little research on that deal. May have to go over there. I've heard several people talk about that zoo, that it's pretty cool. So I'll have to go over there and check that out here one of these days. So let's go back around and before I have to get out of here. K04SSY, WA4LR.
Well, mighty fine, Dave. WA4LR and the group. This is K04SSY returning. And, that might have made a difference. Sure looks like it did anyways from right there. Dave, you should have bought that extra LMAC off of me, and then you would have had a standby there. Or heck, if you'd have said something, I'd just give the darn thing to you. You couldn't have beat that. Seems like it's what I do more than anything, give stuff away. So, oh well. And Cliff, I meant to tell you last night and earlier, but if I don't write stuff down and just keep a good close list, I forget my dadgum head. It's a good thing it's tied on. You sounded good on the net last night, and you was on the DX100 then, but the Miko yesterday sounded really good, and so I had already changed out one of these 813s, so I had them that you brought, and I said, well, crap, let me just change out that other and see what the heck happens, so y'all can elaborate. But from what I can see now, it looks like that was probably the problem. So, back over to you, cuz, K4YBC, K04SSY.
K04SSY, K4YBC, okay, Bill. Yeah, if I'd have known you was giving that thing away, I'd have brought it home. But I'm sure I'll get it straightened out here. I know Steve offered to help, and Cliff offered to help, and between these two electronic gurus, I'm sure we'll get it fixed. No problem there. Something I was going to comment on, but I forgot what it was. So, gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I got to go up to the VA hospital, or VA clinic in Hickory this morning and get a shot, so I need to get ready for that. Everybody's sounding good this morning. Good signals from everybody. And Jimmy, I reckon you're on your little LMAC. That thing sounds really good. It really does. And, yeah, Cliff, yesterday you was on that little rig. Man, you're just booming in over here. Great signal. That's one thing I like about this morning net. Really, you don't need a whole lot of power, because it seems like most everybody can hear each other, whether you run a lot of power or whether you're not. So that's one good thing about the net. Well, 7-3s everybody, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. W4JPL to take it. K4YBC clear, but I'll be listening. Go ahead, John.
Okie doke. Well, thank you. Hold on a second. Let me adjust my frequency just a tiny tad. You can hear, it's close enough. You probably hear the construction noises going on in the background. Well, fine business, everybody. I'm going to jump out of here. He's making a bit of noise in there, and I'm working on solving the mystery fuse blowing on the 500. I think I figured it out. I just got to go downstairs and do a double check on something. 73, God bless. Have a great day, guys. I'll be listening for a few minutes. WD4OUM in the group, W4JPL.
WD4OUM. Well, have a good one, John boy. Leave that Carpenter alone. He knows what he's doing. He don't need no help. And as far as them 500s, I don't know what it is about them, but everyone I've ever heard ain't nothing but problem after problem after problem. So, don't know what the story is there. Anyway, yeah, I flipped the evening news on there yesterday, then Channel 11, and lo and behold, there was that little giraffe, cute little booger. And they had a woman there from California, a zoo out in California. She heard about it, so she come all the way to up here to check that thing out. And that guy that owns the place said they people there from several different countries and everything checking that little giraffe out. Anyway, he said he done more business over Labor Day weekend than he had done all year. And they was enlarging the parking lot down there for more people. So, oh well. Anyway, yeah, Uncle Dave, you just go one hill. It's according to which way you're going here or coming there. And on one hill's Bryce Zoo, and on the other hill is the donut shop. So you can look at the giraffe and eat a donut. So there you go. You can't beat that. WB4NKL, WD4OUM.
WD4OUM, it's WB4NKL. Yeah, that giraffe has attracted a lot of attention worldwide, and people coming in here to check it out. I hope that paint job he put on there holds up. You know, spots start showing through, it'll hurt business. Oh man, yeah, that's a busy spot up there with the Bright Zoo and donut line there next door. And then last night they have food truck Tuesdays up there at the donut place. Everybody comes in there for that. They had county down there with the blue lights flashing to slow traffic down. So I just try to stay away from that part of the country when all that stuff's going on. Let's see. I guess that's about all over the Tech. I go down through there now, and they got a Walmart there where the Tech place used to be. It's just sad to see a Walmart where we used to be having a lot of fun. Never go back there again. Go ahead, Ted, KN4RCL, WB4NKL.
Yeah, that is pretty sad. I see Walmart there and everything. Then I remember it used to be such a great ham fest too. I tell you the truth, I like to get in here. Y'all do the evenings, but them up north to keep growing carriers and my signal ain't as large as Steve's ability, and Steve, your signal is pretty good size. You can probably take you apart with them up north, because they'll throw carriers and do everything they can to run you off and everything. I know it's bad, but we need carriers like Steve's and Billy's to kindly fight back. And Billy, I'm glad that you and Al finally got together at the Ham Fest, and maybe you can get you a spot next to Al on that back row with the camper next year. And because that's be the place to get, you know, and have your little tent or something set in front of the camper with all your ham radio stuff. Maybe you do a little better on the back row, because I seen people was circling when the vehicles, golf carts or whatever, on that circle. That's the way Don sold his Sidewinder. That guy kept circling and looking at it, and Dave told him, "You'll be sorry." So, yeah, and tell you the truth, I was a 14-year-old that she'll be with my novelist back then, and it seemed like it had such a bright future. Didn't we know a few years it's gone down to nothing? And we was talking about the Aircrafter being the only U.S. manufacturer of radios, so I kind of let that get to me, and I done some research, and Flex radio is also made in the United States. So it's Aircrafter and Flex. It's the only U.S. manufacturers of large ham radios. KM4RCL, I'm going to go ahead and say 73 and get on out of here. It's getting about 9 o'clock. But go ahead at WK4R.
WK4R. Is Aircraft not a U.S. manufacturer too? I mean, they may buy some Japanese parts, I guess, but Chinese, well, I don't know. But I thought they were U.S. made. Anyway, Tech Ham Fest was my favorite by far. I may have liked it better than Dayton. Well, except maybe the early days. But anyway, it's the only ham fest I've been to that I bought radio stuff or items by flashlight in the dark at some ridiculous hour of the morning. I couldn't believe it when the fellow told me that, but went over there, and sure enough, he told me the truth. I'm going to get out also, see if I can find some breakfast, see what needs to be done today, and at church tonight, and hopefully not much to do there. But we'll see everybody later and say 73. WK4 clear and listening for a while. Go ahead, Steve. N4LQ, WK4.
All right, see you later, Rick. N4LQ, and really enjoying the wide variety of conversation here. That giraffe, I think Cliff's got the right idea. I think what's going to happen is going to rain this weekend, and that dye they put on the giraffe to hide the spots will wash off, and they will be exposed. And yeah, Greg and I were on here last night, and there's a couple of strong stations up there in the east, northeast somewhere. This one guy prides himself on how much bass he has, and he runs I don't know, an anon or something, and he cranks the bass up all the way, and he says, "Hey, listen to my bass. I've got a lot of bass." Anyway, and yeah, Flex is in Texas, L-Craft's in California, and don't forget Elmac. They're a good U.S. manufacturer. I just ordered a new AF-68. Thought, well, I'll go ahead and bite the bullet. Sent my order in, waiting for it to come back. Anyway, I'll say 73s and go ahead and turn it over to Jimmy. If you're still listening, Jimmy, and what happened to you yesterday with all the feedback and everything? You about got that figured out? Go ahead, Jimmy, N4LQ.
N4LQ, K4JAL. Well, I got a problem just on the one rig. I was running the 32V, and I run a DSP speaker because I've got a lot of noise on my location. It's artificial. There's a power station close by, and it starts picking up audio feedback, and you're whoop, and so I had to put the headphones on. I got to figure that out. It only does that on that particular rig, and I guess it's because the 32V radiates everywhere, not just through the antenna, but I'll get it figured out. Anyway, I guess Cliff's already gone, but happy anniversary, Cliff. I got to go get another shot in the eye in the morning, so I won't be here. That's pretty sad. And anyway, what all the talk about this giraffe with no spots? Who wants an incomplete giraffe? I mean, with no spots, it's not even a giraffe anymore. Over to you, Billy, KO4SSY, K4JAL, 73 but listening.
I think it goes to me, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. An incomplete giraffe. That's pretty good, Jim. Well, 7-3 to everybody. I hope everybody has a great day. And, yeah, replacing Ten-Tech with a Walmart. Man, it don't get much sadder than that. Well, I better hit the road. I've enjoyed it. Everybody have a wonderful day. 7-3, God bless, and Lord willing, we'll catch up with you in, what is tomorrow? Thursday? Yeah, should be in there tomorrow. So, have a good one, fellas. K4SSY, WA4LR.
All right, mighty fine, Dave. WA4LR, K4SSY returning. Well, the day's getting a little better. Seems like, I guess all this crap in my head is breaking up and relieving the headache, so that's getting better. And, Steve, I had notes wrote, and you're probably already gone, but, the other night when you and I and Larry and all of us hung in there so long, I was doing that because a bunch of jerks up yonder, the whole time through the net, they was one on 84 and one on 86 transmitting both sides, and that's the reason I hollered at Larry and told him to hang tight, and we just talked until they all finally gave up and left. It's that kind of intentional bull crap that ticks me off, you know. It's bull crap. So, anyways, usually when I get in there like that, that's what I'm in there for. It's just, I'm sick of those guys pulling that bull and doing it intentional. You know, so the other night, I had somebody else that was off down there listening to them on SDR somewhere, and they was calling me names and all sorts of stuff, and anyways, they finally left. So, you know, I ain't gonna be that way to just, but when they're in there intentionally doing bullcrap like that, then I'll just hang on the band and talk for a while. It just because I better say 7-3s and get up front and get this day going. Terry, you didn't elaborate, but I think swapping that tube may have been, from what I can see on the Brannon's SDR, might have took care of some of the problems. You may tell me if it's done anything. I'm just watching audio, not listening, because it causes feedback. But anyways, I'll sit here and listen for just a minute. It looks like you and Cliff's the only two left. So WD4OUM to pick it up, KO4SSY.
Well, Billy Bob, your audio's perfect as far as I'm concerned. I ain't got a SDR on. Just sitting here listening on the Hallicrafters 101, which is my best receiver. Anyway, it sounds good. You ain't bobbled since you changed that tube out, so maybe you hit on something. Why didn't you do it sooner? And Billy Bob, keep an eye out for the mailman. I'm going to go down here at the store and buy a pork chop, bring it home, and I got some of this paracord here. I'm going to poke a hole in it, put this paracord in there, and wrap it up, send it to you, so you can hang it around your neck, or you can play pretty with all the guys. So there you go. What do you think about that, Cliff? WB4NKL, WD4OUM.
Yes, WB4NKL. By the time that gets there, it might not be attractive to, to anybody, Terry. Yeah, you sounded good that time, Billy. He maybe didn't have that tube, Terry. He picked. I got him some 813s up at Dayton, and he just took possession of them down at the Ham Fest. So either that tube fixed it, or you shook something around changing the tube out, I guess, Billy. It sounded fine that time. I guess I'll get out too, and Terry, and walk around the block and get back, see what Linda wants to do. Take her out for lunch or supper or whatever she wants to do. We'll do something. So say 73s and enjoyed it. Catch you later on. It's WB4NKL. Now clear.
Take her up there and buy her a donut, and then go to the zoo and walk around, Cliff. Have a good one. WD4OUM.
Sounds like a plan.